Boy, do I have another story for you guys.
Now this is a story all about...
Not like that, not like that. Like this. Now sit back, grab a cold one, whatever it is, and watch this video on our 2025 Silverstate 300 experience. It's a wild one. I'd like to show you guys what we're doing today. This week we find ourselves at the 2025 Silverstate 300. Oh. Yep, it's out now. It's out. That's Mike Davis over there. I'm about to show you what him and his crew just cooked up for us.
Hi guys.
Hi Jason. Jim?
Hey,
I mean, Gunner Z. So check this out. These guys built this in their shop. It's like this crazy ass high clearance swing arm. And we're running the Texera link on that.
Yep. Texera custom access.
Yep. Oh, and then you welded the skid to the bottom of it. To the link?
No, that's the stainless skid that
Oh, okay.
sells with the linkage.
Man, look at that. And then they got the Team Blind logo etched in it. That's where I got the idea. We should just chop the bottom half of the mouth off. That looks awesome.
Then obviously the PRP carrier. Shout out to Dave.
Yep.
Thank you.
Now you can see it, the PRP. Oh, this thing is cool.
Check out how the skids all line up on this side. Look at the under the link.
Yeah, look at the chain.
Wild. Everything's welded on up here.
And it goes behind the chain guide.
Yeah. Holy crap.
It's braced all the way to the bottom.
You ain't gonna want that.
No. I mean, look at the X bracing in there.
And then the stainless steel skid plate underneath.
Yeah.
That's attached to the swing arm.
Look at that. Dude. And the pinch bolts. Look how clean those line up. That's a pretty piece. And then there's some more magic up front.
Yeah, you guys are welcome if you don't need.
So they're working on it. I'm not going to get crazy in it, but you guys haven't seen the likes of this stuff since Ligers was building chassis. Like a full Pro-Trax front end with this thing. They're bleeding brakes right now, but...
We can get out of your way for a second.
No, that's fine. You guys keep doing your thing. I don't want to interrupt.
Just stay on this side for a little bit.
Look at that stuff. And we're leaving it raw, baby, because it just got finished right before coming here.
Yesterday.
Look at that Pro-Trax front end. Running custom axis this time. Like riding on pillows.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Micah.
And we have tacos next door too. And you guys know this one, Cyborg. It has a few upgrades though. So we got the corner coaches for Adam, so it kind of keeps him centered, so it doesn't slide around the seat so much. But also, John Glenn sent us this big fan from Glenn Innovations. Just sent that out for Adam. And then Lenny, being the dude he is, got him a set of flex bars. And now we have this dual throttle on it. So not the Terry cable anymore, we got this one. I don't know if it's like TLO, but the switch to operate it is up here instead of down here. So this is a new addition, as well as got a nice GPR steering stabilizer. So Cyborg's gone through some upgrades since you guys have last seen it. And of course, you guys know the latest addition, the Scars and Stripes bike. It's here now in all its glory with the tire moose and the tank, different chain on it, different sprocket and everything. It's here now in the hands of the owner. But we got a little surprise for somebody with it too. Oh, here we go. This is better. I get a better look at it here. I don't have to go underneath it.
That's a little different version.
Yeah, a little bit different. So you guys can see the construction of the swing arm. Hi. Look at that. And then here is the chain slider. It's like integrated with the arm. You can see the chain guides here, and then a skid plate welded to the bottom of the swing arm. And then it's got this high clearance on it. Super cool stuff. Very well built. And then another thing he does, Mike is making these wheel alignment tools. So these will bolt onto your hubs, and then you can actually do your alignment with these. I hear that these will be out on the market very soon. Something I could use instead of the string method. God, it's good to be back. Adam, how many miles have you put on Cyborg now?
I'm gonna guess 220, 230.
You really put that much on?
Yeah, look at those
I was gonna say like 100, but
Look at those tires, man. I've been throwing out.
you've been cooking. What, like 6 tanks of fuel or
5 or 6, yeah.
5 or 6?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Keep all videoing.
Hey, at least it's still running.
It's
That means I've done okay. Like, it hasn't blown up on you.
There's a plus.
So at Glen Helen this last weekend, the second day I'm walking around and Jordan's walking around. I was like, weren't you racing? He's like, I blew it up. It's like, the engine that I built for your mom? He goes, yeah.
Oh no.
He said, it's okay. I was riding the rev limiter in 3rd, so it's like, all right, well, I built it a year ago, so I guess it's about time. Oh, and of course, let's not overlook the fact that Jason got these sick crew shirts for us. Look at that. Yeah, we're official. Fun fact about the quad already. Jason somehow cracked the cases again, just like we did last year for Vegas to Reno. The cases cracked again, and he had to do an engine swap already yesterday. And then Mike Davis flew in with Jordan and the other guys, and he brought the suspension with him, so they were throwing that on last night in the parking garage here at the hotel at South Point. So everything is just getting thrashed together, but we're going to take it later today and actually do a little bit of test riding. Something interesting about the A-arms and that swing arm is the swing arm is a little longer than an 06 TRX 450, and the A-arms push everything forward just a little bit. So we're actually longer than the previous versions that we've had. So this thing is going to be really lengthened out, which is actually really good for high-speed stability. So this is going to be interesting. We're running all this stuff for the first time. So this is kind of like the first test for all this stuff. I can't wait to get out on it. Before you go.
Team Blind, Silverstate 300. Everybody knows Adam, the Cyborg racer,
AKA Rocket Mouse.
So, Nick, dude, thank you so much for coming down and supporting our program. We didn't know. We've all met all these guys for the first time this weekend, so the amount of tremendous support that all of you have brought to us, we sincerely appreciate it. But obviously, we know Scars and Stripes. Nick was lucky enough to win that badass KTM. However, he's not keeping it. I'll let him take the show.
So, being involved with veterans and winning this bike and having not served, something that weighed on me was that the bike needed to stay with veterans. And hearing about Cyborg and what its project was, winning this bike, I knew that they had to be a match pair. So, Adam, from this day forward, that's your bike.
What?
That's your bike.
How do I get on? This bike is now Adam's. So what Nick did, I prepped the bike, Nick got the parts to me, that is now Adam's bike. So now he has a permanent chase bike.
And watching that video, when you stopped and your hand shook, then you screamed, I can't identify with what your struggles were, but I know what that meant in me. And I know what that, I don't know, but I absolutely know. So, you're the right home for that bike.
Go touch it, Go touch it, rub it, whatever you want to do.
Well, 4-letter words, guys.
4-letter words.
What this means is that we have a whole veteran program that's ready to rip. And I'm just so, I'm excited and grateful, and man, the future's gonna be dirty. The future's gonna be dusty. Where'd it come from?
It is.
So that organization, Scars and Stripes, was raffling it off. He put in $100 and they're like, hey, you won. He goes, holy shit. So he calls me up through Jason and everything, talking to us, and then he's like, hey, the bike's gonna be rolling through Arizona, so would you be able to pick it up? I'm like, is he going this way? He goes, yeah, I think so. Dude, I can meet him in Quartzsite. It's like 70 miles from the house. Met the dude at like 11 o'clock at night, pick up the bike, bring it down, and then I was like, now what do I do? So all I did was he and I talked back and forth, Nick and I, and we kind of went over what do we need to do to turn this thing into a desert bike, because the initial thought was, let's get it ready to be the Fallen Angel chase bike. So we started going over like, all right, we need a bigger fuel tank, probably get some tire mousses. I got a different chain sprocket. We should probably go through the suspension. I just made sure it's fresh, and then like got the thing ready to rip. So now that thing will handle like 85 miles at a time. I mean, it's got plenty of speed to keep up with the quad. So
Mitch can be the angel rider.
yeah, whoever wants to hop on that thing, that's the whole point.
The bike guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, this thing is basically ready to just go chase you guys whenever, and anybody can hop on it. So like he wants to go ride the quad, you ride the bike, or vice versa. It'd be a little hard for him to ride the bike yet, but
We'll get figured out.
yeah, where there's a will, there's a way.
Come on in and get a photo.
How about them apples?
Or nail stand, Ben.
Donuts and slushies. All right, we just got done with tech. We're all loaded up into the trucks. We're gonna head up to Caliente, Nevada now. So you can flick it around. We're talking about hand shifting H pattern quads. Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, we made it to the start area, Delamar Airstrip, way up here past, what was that, Alamo, and I forget the other town, but we're way up here. We're at like 5,000 feet elevation already, and it's just a gorgeous drive. But we're here, we're ready to stage the quad, and we're gonna put a camper here for the guys in the morning. Then everybody's gonna meet up, and we'll start the race at like 6 a.m. The first guy will be off the line, which is gonna be Jason. So we're gonna unload and stage everything for that. But just take a look at this place. And right over there, a bunch of Joshua trees just start growing like a forest. There's a reason why this is my favorite race course. It is just epic. The terrain changes so much. It's so much fun. I can't wait to rip tomorrow. No butterflies, no nerves, just anxious to ride. It's gonna be so much fun. Morning, Mitch. It's 5:15. We're here.
5:15?
What's that?
Oh, it is. I thought it was like 6 o'clock.
Yeah. No, not yet. About to roll this thing up to the start line. Jason's gonna take off, take it all the way to pit 2. That's where I'll be. Sounds good. We're about to put that suspension through its paces today. what you guys see is we're cutting up a perfectly good suitcase, but what's actually happening is we're making skid plates pit side because we already lost one. Pit 2 and we've already lost the skid plate. The plan is cut that out in the shape that we need, get some holes, and then run zip ties around it so we got something to at least protect the engine. Never ends. Okay, neutral, neutral, neutral. Hey, they're gonna go over it all.
Watch the G out.
I got it.
Just even small uphill.
Okay. Yeah, all right. I mean, see you guys at 3? This next leg is going to be wild. Makeshift skid plate, just making stuff work. Bridge crossing. Oh, these speed zones. After a little bit here, I'm going to be concentrating, everybody. So I won't do a whole lot of talking. Running okay, we got some spitting and sputtering, but we're gonna make it work. Just gotta get to the finish. There's a reason why this is my favorite race course. Just gorgeous. Sorry guys, we're in a speed zone, so I can't open it up just yet. Alright. Here we go. Woo! That was a lot of water. Thank you! Almost missed the course. This thing does not like half throttle. That would have been bad. I am just abusing the clutch right now. This is gonna get tight. Let's rail some berms. She is screaming. Sorry, little Honda, I gotta wring your neck. in another speed zone. That's why I'm talking to you. I can only do 25 miles an hour until the speed zone ends. Absolutely gorgeous race course. Man. Buttercup, just to let me down and run me around. I need you, I need you. You're rocking, bro.
Drop down, snap. Ah!
Woo!
You're driving along, and I was truck tire. I can't stop!
Oh shit, oh shit. Are we okay? Holy Are we okay? Oh, okay. My bad. I just got stupid lucky. Holy shit. light in the rear end, and the whole thing turned sideways. I'm like, oh, and it just caught once I got through the clay. Kicked it over 2 kicks. I'm like, all right, we're good. It was like 30 seconds. I was like, Jesus, that went fast. Little hub nut. Looks like that might be hub nut again. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's Slade next to him on the left.
Oh, so Slade must have waved Jason down.
Jason's down. Yeah, one went, but yeah, Slade went out to go start pulling him in, and then Jason pulled up and helped.
That makes sense.
It's easier to tow.
That's cool as shit.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Good to see you guys. Always a good, especially at the finish line.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Under the bike's own power.
I mean, it looks better than the other bike that came in here.
We have a suitcase as a skid plate. you Samsonite suitcases for your durability.
Gotta protect that motor.
That was early in the race. I lost the skid plate, probably like RM50, and the guys had one engineered when I got to the pit. Threw it on, rock and roll.
And you guys are part of the blind.
Yep, Team Blind.
Yeah, Team Blind.
Team Blind.
Team Blind, and you guys, I really love what you guys stand for, and seeing you guys and the teams you guys get together and bring out. Always good to see you guys at the finish line, like huge smiles all the way around.
Well, it helps. This is like the best race course.
Yeah, no, Silverstate 300 is a fun one. It's fast, and I've even mentioned it to the other guys. I was like, man, quads on this course are no joke. Like, you guys are fast on this one. Well, is there anybody you guys would like to thank?
First and foremost, I want to thank my wife for letting me come down here and do this stuff. My dad, Jim, he flew out from Pennsylvania to South Dakota to drive down here with me. Obviously, Best of the Desert, Brian, Megan, Nick, Kim, all you guys, you always put on an excellent event. Awesome organization to be part of the Best of the Desert family. Blood Lubricants, Square1 Speed, the Carbon Cartel, all of our fallen brothers and sisters that watch over us so we carry their memories across the finish line. Our team is all about promoting veteran suicide awareness and mental health advocacy. We've got Jeff Strick from OCP, Mike Davis and the Mec-Con crew. They hooked us up with probably the best suspension that I've ever ridden on in 25 years of racing. Untested, this is the first of its kind. So this stuff is not in production anywhere yet. So be on the lookout for that stuff if you're on a quad. Rob, he owns the Carbon Cartel out of Las Vegas, makes some sick carbon fiber parts. Slick Rock Gear, Alba, Jet Trim. I said Blood Lubricants, ODI, Trumex. The Ian's got FXR. Sun F tires too. They always keep us going. DP brakes. Larry, he always takes great care of us. Then all my friends and family. I mean, I have guys, half this crew I've never even met before. They flew down from Oregon and Washington and all over the country to come. They saw what we're doing and they came to support us. So that it just warms our hearts to know that our reach is out there and that we are making a difference and there's people out there that want to support us. So I think that's enough chatter from me now. So.
All right, check this out. You remember the skid plate we made in pit 2?
Calvin Klein.
Nice. That held up way better than I thought it would.
We lost the light, recovered it. Foot peg or heel guard.
You just never know.
Really lost.
Pretty crazy weekend. To do a quick recap, basically from start to finish, before I even got there, Jason had already gone through an engine, but the rear of the center cases had broken off near the transmission and around the kicker. We think there's something to do with the kicker gears, whatever. Had to swap in a different engine, which wasn't even meant for what we had set that thing up for. That all got done, and Mike Davis and the entire crew from Mec-Con flew down from Oregon, and I think Nick Allred drove all the way down from Washington, and they all huddled around that machine and put a completely new suspension on it the day before tech and contingency. So a new engine went in and an entirely new untested suspension had gone in. Mec-Con had been building this entire suspension system basically to be tested by us for Silverstate 300. So we had a ProTrax front end, which you can still get front ends for that thing, but it's very hard to find. If you guys are unfamiliar with ProTrax, go and look up what the ProTrax front end is. It's completely different than what most of us are running right now. It was +4, so it was wider than the rear end. The rear end, we had a Mec-Con swing arm, which had a Texera linkage, and it was a high clearance swing arm with a welded in skid plate on it. It's a wild looking setup. But that's what happened just before tech and contingency. We get to tech and contingency. I brought the dirt bike with. As you guys know, that KTM was supposed to be a Guardian Angel bike. It's still going to be. However, Nick Allred, the guy who won the bike, gave it to Adam. So Adam now has Cyborg and the Chase bike. So basically, whenever he wants to go race, all he needs to do is ask someone to come along, a dirt bike rider like Kenny Pellman or anybody else like that, be the Guardian Angel rider, so he can go to any race he would like. So that was quite the moment when Nick gave that bike away. You could see it in Nick's face. It was very hard for him to comprehend what was going on. It was a very touching moment. So all of us had quite the day at tech and contingency. Now, From Tech and Contingency, we all had to head up to Caliente, Nevada because we all wanted to be near the start line. Rob Shane, he's also known as Carbon Cartel. He does a lot of carbon fiber parts. We've used his carbon fiber parts like number plates and brake master cylinder guards and things like that. He met us up at the start line. We parked his camper there so that he could stay near the start line. Jason and a few of us stayed in Caliente so that we could leave Caliente and be closer to the start line instead of having to drive all the way from Las Vegas up there in the morning. Then Jason takes off from the line and the entire show starts from there. He makes it probably 2/3 of the way to pit 1, maybe even not that far, maybe halfway, and he loses a skid plate. Skid plate buckles underneath him, the front bolts had let go, and the thing folded underneath and shoved him into a berm, and he got stuck up on a rock in a berm. So that's a great way to start. There goes second place, blazing by him, so he has to fix it. Just starts riding the thing until the skid plate finally rips off. What's weird is the bolts were still in the bottom of the frame for the skid plate. So there were still bolts there. The skid plate just didn't want to stay. So it was gone. Finally gets to me in pit 2 and hands it over. However, before he gets there, since we heard from pit 1 that there was no skid plate, Mike Davis and that entire crew start putting together a skid plate using a suitcase that they had to bring down the suspension with them. So they cut up a suitcase there in the pit. I pulled out screwdrivers so we could punch holes and then put a bunch of zip ties in it, and the suitcase became our skid plate. They just double layered it, zip tied it to the frame, and once I got on, I was off from there. And I started going through my section, and I've got to say, this has got to be the most beautiful race course I've ever been on, ever. Just a beautiful race course. It starts off epic, right across a train bridge, right into a bunch of trees, creek crossings. Then I get out into the open desert and then into I think it's the Cathedral Rock National Park. It's just beautiful out there. So I'm blazing through. At some point, I'm pretty sure it was on my second leg because I went from 2 to 4. Somewhere after pit 3, I was blazing down a wash and I got the thing sideways to get set up for a corner, and it started over rotating, caught an edge, tipped me up, and I was able to somehow wrestle it back down as I'm ejecting over the top of the handlebars, and I hit the bank. Luckily, the thing stayed on all 4. I just hit some dirt, maybe a couple rocks in there, and I got back up right away. And now I'm hopping on, kicking it over real quick, getting going, and then I realized that my head is starting to get yanked to the right, and I noticed that my visor is broke. So I just ripped the thing off and tossed it away and kept going. Hence why there's no visor on the helmet right now. So after that little get off, the rest of it goes pretty dang smooth. The thing is hauling the mail. It was geared a little too high, so basically 4th is the new 5th on that machine because we put a 36 tooth rear sprocket on there, so it was really tall gearing. But my final stretch into pit 4, I was somewhere around 82 miles an hour, 83 miles an hour, blazing down a gravel road before I turned off and then rode up into the pit in the mountains. But again, it's some of the most epic race course I've ever been on. And then Rob Shane hops on in pit 4. We don't have a dump cam. There were a bunch of wrong turns taken, and we didn't get our dump cam there in time, but we had a fuel can, so I just pushed the plunger. Jordan filled that thing with fuel. We got Rob on there and he took off, and it was up to Rob to take it all the way to pit 6, and then Jason was going to take it on from pit 6 all the way home, full 300 miles. He said he had a great time. He also, and I'll quote, said, "That is the fastest I've ever gone for that long in my life." It's very epic type of racing. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely scary. We're riding the razor's edge, but it is something memorable. So Rob said he'll remember that for the rest of his life, which I'm glad. That was Rob's first desert race, and he killed it. The guy got it from pit to pit. Basically no issues, just hauling the mail. He's also an accomplished rider. So handed it off to Jason. Jason took it from there, and then when we were at the finish waiting on Jason, we noticed he was coming in, but with something else attached to him. He was towing a downed pro Ironman dirt bike rider that the bike had died or stalled or something about 5 miles from the finish. So Jason apparently had crashed one more time, but basically hopped back on, got the thing fired up and kept running. Ran into this rider, has a tow strap, because we're a quad, we got tow straps, and hooks him up and drags him 3 miles back to the finish after, I think it was Dustin Slade had to go back out there because Dustin Slade finished, whipped around, tried to find a tow strap, and ran back out to go get the guy. So They got that guy towed in. Jason rolls into the finish, and I noticed that the headlight and the dash is all bent all the way to the right. So it was a heck of a day, but we got to the finish. We got second place. We'll take it. The Raditz boys, congrats to those guys for that is, I think, their longest finish yet. I think that was the Raditz team first finish at a desert race. They finished all 300 miles on their quad, and they had some seized pivot bearings and things like that. So congrats to them. But as you can see, this desert racing stuff is a whole nother animal. It is so much fun, and it is so epic that I don't think I can ever stop. But if you ever get the chance, please just pull the trigger and go do it. It is such a good time. I'm hoping in the future I can invite some more people. If there are other creators out there, other people who are interested in desert racing, get a hold of us. I'm going to try to put some things together where we can do some cross-country trips for some big races, maybe some big Glen Helen Works rounds or Taft, or do some Best in the Desert, some Legacy. Gosh, I just can't say enough about this type of racing. It's so much fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully I see you again in another one of these.